You are now tuned in to Wildcat One Television.
Well, I didn't mean you had to be silent either. Okay. All right, once again, so what we're going to do is we're going to make some Photoshop pictures of us as somebody else, and I'm going to be a fireman today. So first thing we need to do is go to Photo Booth. So we got Photo Booth open. Like I said, or like I told y'all a minute ago, when I open Photo Booth, since I'm already using my camera, it won't let me take another picture, so I'm going to find a picture that I've already taken of me, and then I'm going to take that and drag it off to the desktop. So first thing I'd need to do is to find a good picture. Now, whenever I'm searching for pictures, this is something that I want to make sure that you all know. Boy, I hope nothing bad comes up. I'm just going to be a fireman. Whenever we search for pictures in Photoshop, your resolution needs to be as good as possible. We want to make our pictures be as good as possible. I don't want to take a 200 by 200 pixel picture and then put your face on that with wonderful pixelation, because your face would look wonderful and the background's going to look horrible. If you've seen the video with Evan, the Night at the Roxbury video, their faces look way better than the background video does because they downloaded that from YouTube and then just put their faces on top of it. So the pictures of their faces are way better. And we want everything to be as big as possible. So when you search for pictures, and if you're searching in Google, always click on large. Search on large pictures. This first picture of Lil Wayne here, 1024 by 768. If I had that on any size, the first picture of the Lil Wayne CD cover would probably be much smaller. Let's see. I got that one. Anyway, if you look around at the rest of them, you're going to have 493 by 800, 420 by 420, 457 by 794. These are way too small of pictures. Way too small pictures for us to use for Photoshop. So always click on large. That's the first thing that I want you to know. Pick ones, and then you might not be able to get to them. This is not going to be a good one because it doesn't show the face. So pick a picture that shows a face. So I've got my fireman, I believe. Where'd he go? Oh, I've already drug it off. But I just chose this one right here. I wanted to have a good thick mustache. I've never had one. It's a good thick mustache. I have a goatee thing going on, but so I'm gonna try and get this guy's thick stash also. But I'm gonna put my face on top of his. So I click on the picture, and then always click on full size image to actually get the full size image. If I just click on that icon, even though it says the icon is 1024 by 768, if I click on it and drag it off, it's really not. It's really a tiny picture. So if you take this picture right here and say, ooh, this one's cool, it's 1100 by 1496, I'm going to drag it off, it's a tiny, tiny icon of a picture. That's not the real one. So you want to go to the biggest picture possible, and it'll probably be blocked. Yeah, it's blocked. And you're going to run into that. Don't gripe at me for that. I didn't do it. But get as big a picture as possible and then drag it off to the desktop also. So I'm going to make this my background. So now I'm going to right-click it and open it with Photoshop. And Adobe Photoshop's up to CS5 right now, Creative Suite 5. We're still using Creative Suite 3. But all the tools are the same. It's just there's neater tools in the newer ones. There's one tool in the new one where if you want to cut something out of a picture, like if you're standing in front of a grass, then you can clear then you can just clear all the background whenever it cuts you out. It imagines what the background is for you and makes it for you. So it like creates the background even though it's not there. Okay, so I needed to get my picture also of me. So I'm going to right click on the picture of me and open it with Photoshop. Back with the beard. So I'm going to use this new tool. This is going to be your favorite tool ever. Quick selection. All of these selects. You got rectangular selection. If you hold down, you have elliptical, the single row marquee tool, and single column marquee tool. We're not going to use those as often as we use quick select. That's my favorite. Magic wand's also good too. The lasso, you've either got lasso, polygonal lasso, or magnetic lasso. Those are also pretty handy. But again, the one you're going to need today is going to be quick select tool. So I'm going to zoom out here a little bit. Oh, also with the quick select, you've got plus and minus right here. If you leave it on this one, the one on the left, to make minus, you hold down the Alt button. It saves you from having to go click on and off all the time. So I like to leave this one on, and that means that it's got the plus sign right there, so whenever I click, it's going to be selecting my face. Now, it might not be as easy for you the very first time. You see I just clicked a little bit of extra stuff. It's trying to pick those colors around my ear that look as close to my ear as possible. So I've got a little bit of extra right there. Now if I hold down the Alt button, it changes to a minus, or I could go up there and click on it and make it a minus. And deselect. It's okay to get extra because you can erase. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out here a little bit. Oh, I zoomed out on the wrong thing. So I'm going to zoom out on the actual computer, move over here, and I'm going to change to the drag tool. You see up here at the top left, this is select. I always call it select, but it's the drag tool. That's the one you're going to click on your face and just drag it over to the new picture. And I have now made a new layer for it. So my background layer over here shows the guy, and this one I can turn on or off right here is me. So now I could go up into the picture, and you saw that I was on the layer for me. It just shows the face right here. So now I can go up to me, and I could cut out that extra little bit that I had. I'm going to zoom out here and show you a few things that you need to know for everything. If you lose windows or things that I'm showing you right here, you can always go to window rather, workspace and default workspace, and it will reset everything for you. So if you don't have layers showing up right here, or if you don't have a navigator window, the navigator window over here is what lets you zoom in and zoom out. So I'm going to zoom into that little part of my face, and this is kind of a scary thing to be doing, especially in front of everyone on the internet. So don't watch this, I'll say. Alright, you can see that I've got extra white along my hair right here. It's better that you select more than selecting less, because it beats having a little extra stuff around my ear, beats having my ear cut off. I promise. So I'm going to go to the eraser tool now, right over here. If I click, you can see there's two of them. Or three: magic eraser, background eraser, and regular eraser. I'm just going to use the regular eraser on this one. And you can see that whenever I erase right here, it's just erasing that top layer of me. It's not erasing the background layer. So I'm not cutting out the fire truck in the background or anything. I'm just trying to get some of this white from around my ears off. Now, if you can't tell that the white's there or not, I could turn that background layer off, and you'll be able to see it. The checkerboard background means that it's transparent. So if you don't have a checkerboard, then your background is not see-through of your picture. And remember, we save them as PNGs if we want them to have a transparent background. We don't save them as JPEGs or GIFs, because those will give it a white background. Got a fuzzy beard there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the other one back on, and I'm going to try and move that one into place. So I'm going to zoom out again. Make sure I've clicked on my layer, get the drag tool, and move this face over on top of him. I need to resize it. You might need to have somebody else look at it to tell you how much you need to resize it, because you might get into it and think that this picture looks great even though my head is way bigger than what it should be. One thing that you're going to have to do is whenever you move parts of a selection around, you're going to have to check yes or no for whether you wanted to move that, whether you wanted to actually do whatever you just did. So I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit more to make sure that I'm pretty close to the same size as this guy's face. And I can kind of use my ears to tell, so my ears are still, well, I have big ears, but it's still bigger than his, so I'm going to say that's probably too much. And I can also rotate right here. As long as I have I'm going to click on this to say OK, but I want to show you, as long as I have show transforms tools on this checked, that's what lets me resize and rotate it right here. So make sure you have that turned on. So now what I'm going to do, and this is just to get you a start, we're going to do more later. Clearly I don't have my ears covered up and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just put myself in the same spot as him. And I am different skin tone than him also. But the next thing I'm going to do is go to the background. I need to check to say OK. But I'm going to double click on the background layer to unlock it. It had a little lock turned on. And I'm going to turn the layer with my face off. Now I want to put this guy's helmet on top of my face too, because my head would be covering this up. So I don't want to just erase my head. I'm just going to hide that part. So what I'm going to do is cut out the layer of this guy's helmet. So I'm going to go back to my quick select tool. I told you your new favorite tool. And I'm going to try to select the helmet. Now I don't want to select the guy's face. But if I select other stuff out here like the ladder, that's okay, because that's just covering it up anyway. So I'm going to try and get everything except for this guy's face. And it looks like I didn't do a very good job. So I'm going to hold down my Alt to try and undo the actual face. And you can see it's picking by colors. So underneath the helmet it's a little bit more of a shadow. And I don't want the guy's ears. I just want all this stuff. And I got some extra junk down here that I don't want, so I'm going to undo it as well. So I'm just going to undo this guy's ear over here also. I did too much again. I guess things can't work out super easily if I'm trying to show you for the first time. So again, I want to undo this part and this part. I'm going to go ahead and just cut that part out and put it back on top. So all I'm going to do is click on the drag tool again, the move tool now, and just click on it, and I'm just going to move it. Oh, my bad, edit undo. I didn't move it to a new layer, so I can either create a new layer down here by clicking on this button. Can you see this button down here, which is new layer? And it made me a blank new layer. And you can see that it's blank because of the background again. So I'm going to take it and see if I can drag it onto that layer. But one other way that I could also do it is to make a new picture that's the same size or even bigger. So I can make a new file, new blank picture, and it'll ask me how big do you want it to be. That's as big as my background picture is. So I'm going to say OK, and I'm just going to drag that from here to that one. So you have to just have to drag it. Oh, I'm not picking on that layer because I'm on my new layer. So I want to be on the background layer and drag it over there, and then I could also drag it back over here from there. So I want to zoom in on this one to show you that there I have the helmet. I'm going to drag it back over here on top, and now you can see it's an extra layer. So if I turn myself back on, there's me, and the helmet is not on top because I haven't drug it up on top of my head. Can y'all see down here where I've got these different layers? This is just like in Final Cut Pro where you've got where you're compositing your videos. The layers are going to be that way too. So I'm just going to drag this one on top, and now you can see that the helmet's actually on top of me, and then I can fit this back into the exact same spot also. So you're just going to try and find a spot where you can put that back exactly where it's supposed to go. Doesn't seem like it's the same. Oh, I have a few layers of it now. Turn me off there, so I can match up where the head is. And you can also use your arrow keys on the keyboard to do that. And I was getting pretty close there. How close am I? Is that right? Let me zoom in. Help me out here. Alright, I think that's pretty good. So if I turn, so then I need to say OK to that also. Oh, I don't? Okay. So I'm going to turn my layer back on, and now I'm underneath there. I need to resize it, but I want you to start there. Tomorrow we're going to hopefully try to work with the which tool? What's it called, darn it? This down here, this one over here is your color picker, so you can make things the same color as that. If you click on, it's the eyedropper. If you click on something, it will pick that exact same color, and we're gonna kind of do that tomorrow again too. So what we're actually gonna do is use the color replacement tool. That's the word I was looking for, to make your skin tone be the same color as the skin tone of that person. And I still need to resize mine too. But I'm going to go ahead and stop right there because I've been talking for a while. So today, pick out what you want to be, make your picture in Photoshop, or make your picture in Photo Booth. Probably just those two, but go see if you can go ahead and cut your face out using the Quick Selection tool. And I do know how bad it sounds to say cut your face out, so I apologize for that. So I'm going to go ahead and stop for the day. So tomorrow, color correction, make sure you get your picture in Photo Booth today and decide what you're going to be, get that picture. And hopefully we'll pick pictures that are not going to be copyrighted, so we won't get in trouble for that. All right. That should do it. Come on.